Welcome to part 2 of StarFinder, the Fragments of Eternity, session 18. I am Ryan, the GM. It's the 25th of February 2019. That's correct, the date format has changed again. Here are the players.
Hi, I am Olka. I am Alashanta pilot Emmelyn.
Called Emmelyn. Our mic's cutting out a little, but that's fine.
Hello, I'm Nico. I'm playing Zora, the Vest Captain.
Hi there.
Hi!
Greetings, I'm Alex. I play Nix 5, the time-travelling android.
Words of acknowledgement to your presence. I am Lyko Quint, but not because I'm Colin, who plays Lyko Quint. Sneaky, spooky,
Spacey.
all together.
Spoopy.
Yep, the Addams family.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So, meanwhile, in part 2, we are here. We're going to fade back in on Zora and Emmelyn in a forest. Literally, we've got her smirking, using the forest, fades out there, and then fades back in, and you're still kind of just wandering a bit. In the very far distance, there's this waterfall with her desk and her working at her desk. You've kind of walked for maybe like 10-15 minutes, awkwardly. What's the plan?
So we can hear a waterfall in the distance.
Well, the waterfall was behind her desk, remember? There was a big kind of like lake thing with a waterfall pouring into it. And
What happened with the...
Oh, okay. So
What
we're
happened
not-
to me asking her what it would cost to with the whole... I don't know what she knew about Edgar and the Dark Elves and the Queenie and stuff.
Yeah, so why don't you tell me? How did that play out? Talk to me. So we'll fade back before you start wandering randomly in the forest.
Just says information isn't free.
Yeah.
And
I believe
says
she... yeah. So I think you've to answer that question then, right?
No, I asked her, what's it going to cost? And she smirked. I'm not that sure. Like,
Yeah, so like her smirk's kind of implying, like, for me anyway, maybe it was all in my head, but maybe like the smirk's implying like offer her something. Like maybe Emmelyn picks up on this more than Zora, given that she's head coached you already in the art of negotiation. Where if you're willing to lead with an offer, then that sets the standard, right? And then you work from that point instead of her just being like, cool, how about your leg, or whatever it happens to be. Leg's probably a bad thing to offer her, and her weird class legs. But yeah, so she smirks and she says, what do you have to offer? Besides rejection.
I don't know. Would shrug. What do we have to offer?
What do you say this to Emmelyn? As you
What
turn
are you
around her?
interested in? What interests the CEO of the Aspis Consortium?
And she says, power, influence, control. Take your pick, all of them. A good time. You tell me. What can you achieve? What's within your capabilities?
Well, unfortunately we're a bit mercenaries. We can't give you power, control.
And she looks at Emmelyn when you say that, and she kind of turns back to you, like very slightly, and then she says, I think you're underselling yourself, war hero.
I'll kind of snigger and say, oh come on, we probably know the circumstances of that title. I ask you not to patronise me.
I definitely am not patronising you. I am merely commenting on the reputation you have garnered. Reputation is real. Whether or not it's earned is irrelevant. It is a commodity. Something worth trade. Yes?
Would nod.
Start a war for me.
Ooh,
I would actually laugh at that.
spicy.
I would actually laugh because I guess that was my reaction. So
And she like her response is quite like cutting as well. She's like, "Have I made a joke? Do I amuse you, lizard?"
Just speaking to a Vesk.
Am I now?
What is kind of amusing.
Then surely this is a trivial price.
But alas, that's not my place to start no wars. I'm pretty sure that you would profit hugely from it.
And she kind of like she scoffs at that in a kind of mocking way, and she's like, "Me profit from war? Never. I am a mere CEO of Aspis Consortium, and I have no control or grip on my company." She gestures vaguely to those 3 stars in the sky again.
Again, I would snigger.
What war would you like started?
I'm glad you asked. And she just smiles warmly again. She says, "Have you heard of the Drow Queen causing all the trouble in the Absalom Pact worlds?" And she says it with such sugar on every word.
With loud ice cream.
You mean rolling your eyes? But yeah, like she's addressing Emmelyn specifically to this as well.
We've heard bits and pieces.
And she goes, "All is so guarded. I've been nothing but friendly, welcoming, despite your interruption to my workspace. And yet, you withhold. I offer trade freely."
This is just in my nature. It's hard to go against nature.
And she looks at you and goes, "You're Lashunta. This is a Vesk. I would expect this from him." She kind of like tilts her head as if she's not really sure how you two have become how you are. But in her head she would have expected the personalities to have been switched. But yeah, like, does Zora say anything? Because she's clearly like ignoring Zora just now and like addressing Emmelyn with this about
I
the
would
Drow
probably
stuff.
I'd probably just snigger because it's a pretty funny switcheroo.
Yeah.
We spend too much time together.
You really do, but I love it. But yeah, so like, does Zora like impose in the conversation again, or what's happening? What does Zora do?
So back to the conversation at hand. What we've heard about the Drow Queen.
Yeah, what have you heard?
Some about a certain someone in your corporation dealing with her.
Yes, my former acquisitions. Like, and she kind of like stops and pauses and goes, "Officer, manager, employee." She kind of like rotates herself through a bunch of different titles. She goes, "Edgar Westland," and he settles on his name. "Former head of acquisitions," as if she's happy at having reached that decision. And then she goes, "Yes, it seems he was trying to acquire something from a faction within the Drow. It seems that
Yes.
has caught up to him, and from what you tell me, fiends have apprehended him."
Yes. Wormhole fiends.
Kind of narrows her eyes. Goes, "Yes, wormhole fiends, and I very generously offered you his job and money. You like money?" She looks at you, Emmelyn, as if like you're an object at this point, and then looks back at Zora. "To bring him back to me, to answer for these off the books," and she kind of waves her hand vaguely in front of her, "off the books operations. And you seem to have profited from these. Baskerville Research Station ring a bell between the two of you? I'm sure it does. A very private and secretive bell full of lies." And she kind of again looks at Emmelyn, and then back at Zora.
Didn't quite profit enough for that job.
Really? Trying to say you're not in a receipt of an experimental power armor that is unaccounted for? I'm sure my inventory is missing that. Not that I would know anything about such a project.
I don't know what project your daughter was speaking of. You would smirk.
Yeah, and she goes, of course you wouldn't. Not a well-to-do Vesk retired war hero like yourself. And me,
Yes.
a humble, incompetent CEO.
Indeed.
So like, I think the camera shot does that thing where it just does that side view of all of you. So like maybe Emmelyn's just in front of Zora. You've got Zora and Emma O kind of framing the shot, and it's just this awkward side shot of you just standing off each other, and the camera clicks back to looking at people's faces, and goes, so we both know we know things that we shouldn't know. This is correct. We both have things we each want. We can both profit from each other. Correct.
I would nod.
Yet you're fighting me. This is not wise. I know your race aren't specifically known for aspects of wisdom, she says very delicately. However, rage aside, you are useful, physically or otherwise. She kind of like is kind of still taking the measure of you in, like she did when she first met you.
Right.
As if she's almost trying to like rejudge you, because you're not like the Vesk she was expecting to meet.
I'm not the Vesk you're looking for.
Definitely not. That's probably
We
Emmelyn's
don't
line. So yeah, Emmelyn, are you interjecting with any of this? Because obviously, keep in mind, you've got an agreement with this woman already.
I think I would say the Drow Queen took something that didn't belong to her.
Yes, some kind of artifact.
Isn't a coffee mug, is it? And she looks back at Emmelyn.
I think I just smile at that.
Yes. Possession is a curious notion. Seems to be transient at best. Yes, the Drow Queen reaches for shelves, not quite her height. And she just kind of looks at both of you with that, as if you just know this person's horrible. But even though you just know nothing of this person at all, other than what you've been told by like SK and maybe what do you call him? You know who? The guy I've just literally forgot his name.
Are you talking about Edgar?
No, the other one, the one that went the ship.
Manny talked about.
God, what was his name? Why can't I find that? Is he in the character or in my stuff? Where?
This is going to be one of those cut sections.
Yeah, but it's fine. Just we should know what this guy's name is. Nope.
The dragon talked about the Drow Queen, Hermione, right?
Himani, that's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, I just could not for the life of me remember his name. Himani.
Himani.
Himani. I'm just gonna write that down. Yeah, so like you have had both SK and Himani talk to you about Drow Queen shenanigans. So yeah, basically she's kind of saying, go start a war for me. That's pretty much what's been left on the table. You're now kind of randomly not talking about what each other's do and don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of posturing going on.
What is the... Perhaps you might know about the involvement of the Church of Aberdar as well. Bank.
She looks
Bank,
a bit like,
Church.
no, Church of Abadar's like the Church of Aberdar and Aberdar Corp. Like Aberdar Corp's ran by the Church of Aberdar, so it's all
Okay.
like almost one and the same. So what do you ask her then? Like repose that for me.
Right, okay, like... And then there's also the involvement of the Church of Aberdar.
Yes. The banks are meddlesome, wouldn't you say? Money always seems to get in the way of such friendships.
Indeed. Money's such a trivial thing.
I can actually just hear like Emmelyn cringe. Like, no, it's not. It's really useful.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
look at him like, what the fuck are you on about?
just open mouth staring at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like one
Unfortunately,
eyebrow
this
raised,
place
like,
needs it.
Yep, ocular ridges skyward. And oh dear. And then she laughs at that. She kind of
in this place.
like she chuckles at that when you say like money is so trivial. And she goes, "See, when you get to my level of incompetence, yes, it is trivial." And you can see that she's kind of enjoying laughing at that notion.
Unfortunately, it's useful.
Yes, for people on
Yes.
your current economic level, yes.
I would scoff.
Yes, it affords you such distastes. Yes. And she kind of like motions, goes, "Here's the thing. I want Edgar, and quite frankly, I'm far too swamped here to go get him myself. Bring him back here, and I mean, she looks around. I don't know, what do you want, a moon? Like, she shrugs.
A moon.
Yeah, like you can like. Do you want to roll sense motive or I think sense motive, right? Roll that for me
Both
just
of us?
now. Either or, whoever thinks would be paying more attention to her.
Yeah.
Emmelyn, I would probably just be like a moon because like, I don't have any interest in a moon.
My fixed brain has no use for this.
Yep.
I was gonna say earlier, when you were saying like that was more like Emmelyn thing with the mind trick. It's like I was thinking, no, mind tricks are light side,
Wow, savage.
aren't I?
Instead of now, yeah. So, what you're getting from this, Emmelyn, is that
yeah,
she
or
has
22.
yeah, like got a 22 in your sense motive of when she offers a moon shrug. She has no concept of what would be valuable to you. Like, you get the impression she doesn't really understand the level of creature she's talking to. It would be like someone giving 50 quid to a 1-year-old for their first birthday and expecting them to understand how to spend it. You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's that level of, I'm rich, I don't know what is a lot of money to you, because money stopped having meaning for me.
Fucking spoiled brat.
So,
I've just got the image of from Arrested Development of Lucille Bluth going, "What could it cost? It's one banana, $10."
so good. Oh, Lucy.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't get the
Like,
impression that she's trying to, like, so she's not, like, insulting you or anything, she's not, like, being flippant, but, like, you might expect when someone goes, "Oh, do you want a moon? You know, what do you want from me? Do you want me to bleed for you?" It's not like that, she just genuinely doesn't know what to offer. Like, she doesn't know what would be enticing.
That's kind of cute.
So, like, you two could have a small aside if you wanted to chat to each other. Like, you could take each other aside, she will let you confer.
I kind of like the idea of me just being oblivious to like it was like a moon and like probably Emmelyn just dragging me to the side like it's alright.
Yeah, so, like,
I'll tell you what you mean.
it depends, Emmelyn, would you drag him to his head or would you speak to him in his head?
I speak to him in his head.
Go for it.
Although,
Hmm.
because I feel like she can hear that.
Well, maybe you would take him aside then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like you go like that. 1 second, please, and like put your hand up to her, and then like pull him to the side a little, because you're the one that got the sense of motive, so you get that she's not being disingenuous. She's just being a bit confused, and you pull Zora.
Yeah.
Zora's like, "Pff, a moon," you know, as if how dare you offer me something stupid.
Give me a battleship or something, goddammit.
Reaches for Doshko.
The moon.
We'll strap giant engines to the moon and fly towards our enemies.
A battleship.
Actually, to be fair, Vesk are basically space orcs, and orcs literally do that. So,
Sadly, basically does cover a lot of mini caveats though. But yeah, so you two get pulled aside.
Check the side.
Yeah. I think she's being genuine. I think we can ask for a lot, but I think we're going to be careful about what we give back.
See, when you do that, I think we get like a cut to the dark corridors. You've got Zig scampering up the corridor really, really fast, and then you've got like right behind him Edgar like smacking into the like walls and stuff, blasting multicolored light down a corridor, and then bolting his other kind of like laser blasts and things smash into the wall behind him, and it cuts back to you guys as if what we're giving back could indeed be Edgar.
I mean, that does a bit of me.
Can we really make a decision without the rest of the crew?
I do feel like we should speak to the crew, but I don't think we're gonna get a chance to get another offer. I would kind of turn around and look at Emma.
She's kind of like just looking at her nails at this point.
So what's the plan, boss?
Well, I don't know. That's a lot of money.
That was literally her question though. What's a lot of money? A moon?
I mean, I don't really know what a lot of money is as well. Like, I don't do a lot of money. Like.
I mean, because I think literally you went, does my pension buy ship? Cool. I have a ship now.
I have ship now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
I are captain.
He's in charge of the finances. He's got the access.
With Nix, right?
With Nix.
Yeah,
with
like,
Nix.
we all know.
If only Nix was
does,
here.
Most of that work, right? We all know who does most of that work. All right.
Mr.
Yeah, the conversation is the Vesk stands on the bridge looking smug and turns to Nix and goes, Nix 5, how are we? Still in the black? Still in the black. Good. Vesk on, my dude. Vesk on.
Pretty much.
I want to break even is the song that plays throughout the ship.
I wouldn't be surprised if like every price that we go was for like Emmelyn or like Nick's just saying, "Oh, right, give me this money."
I mean, as long as the ship still runs, right? That's it. It's the Mal Reynolds way of doing it, right? Keep her in the sky.
Still
I
fine.
just snarl at people and tell them to give us money, and then you just can tell us what money to give.
Yeah, you're the meal ticket. I think you're called. Is that it? That's your comms code name. Hey, meal ticket.
Yes, medkit.
And medkit.
I think that's actually a cute idea.
What, meal ticket?
Yeah, like having a call sign like that.
Yeah.
A sort of jokey, slightly it's like self-deprecating call sign.
Yeah, I mean, you can discuss that on your next official mission whenever you do one of those.
Oh, Bagsy dead man.
The Departed. But anyway, back in
On
the
a
scene.
serious note, actually, like, what is like a good, like,
Well,
what should
right.
we even ask?
What were you offered to find Escape?
But I guess, like, in the end of the day, like,
It was
it's
no
a very
50,000.
fun to turn in,
50.
because
50,000.
It was 50k to find her, yeah.
I
But
mean, we just
It's
got off
my-
the moon.
Yeah,
I'm just
she's operating on a bigger scale. Let's. Why didn't you ask?
She
for
is the budget. Let's put it this way for that. Edgar had to approve his budget. She is the budget.
enormously powerful magic items? I'm a big fan of enormously powerful.
Or
magic
like
items.
normal sized but really powerful.
Yeah. I
Like-
said enormously powerful, not enormous powerful. Just
Enormous powerful
not-
sounds like an amazing character though.
It definitely sounds like a barbarian.
What's your name? Enormous powerful. You can call me enormous.
Who didn't understand it.
Yeah. It was just a book with A in it. Anyway, besides other characters.
Yeah,
This one.
yeah, like, that's good to drag
So,
on
your
for
little
this
aside.
film, type of thing. I'm trying to think, like, I guess I would like jokingly just say to Emmelyn, like, a battleship. Like, 'cause
of course you would.
I like how Nico's laugh was just like Zora's laugh, though that was just they're like a battleship, but seriously a battleship.
Yeah, I thought she used a battleship.
I don't know. What do other players think?
Yeah, you can,
Battleship seems
you
alright.
can have a player conversation, yeah.
Yeah, let's have a player.
I like how Colin's a battleship sounds alright.
Now, let me just throw out some logistics there. How would you run one?
Don't you speak to me like that.
You could no.
Um,
If you
how
if you can automate a lot of it, I mean, you could plug Alice into loads of it.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, we can make that happen.
What about
I'm here for you guys. Don't worry.
bioweaponry?
nanobot.
She is head of an arms dealer, right? Let's focus on the part where she's head of an arms dealer.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't mean you. I just mean every day. This is how she made her money.
Ridiculous levels of like biological and technological augmentation.
I mean, keep in mind levels don't exist in World.
How about a pink slip in the Aspis inventory? If you get what I mean.
I don't. Please explain.
Like a pink slip's like basically like a
I mean, like carte blanche.
like just jump in, like we gotta take
Yeah.
an item, boom. Like yeah.
Or it means you want a car.
Carte blanche.
we can obviously be fair and just say like an item each or something just to be not ridiculous and just
I have
say
some
you've got
items
infinite
I'd like.
weaponry. Like
It's up to you guys. I mean, like, use it in the conversation. So, like, use as players can discuss that now, right? If there's anything else you want to add it in here now. Obviously, poor Zig enjoy being chased in a vault. But yeah, like in the meantime, like what do you want from this? Because
to
obviously,
not be ridiculous, I would say like just like a flipping carte blanche like item for everybody. Like feel like the Aspers consortium.
basically from their armory,
shop.
right?
Yeah.
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 That would
Yeah,
be
like each
a mad
about a fifth
suggestion.
of a moon in value. Let's not get ripped off here. We know what she's willing to pay.
Yeah, I know.
She doesn't know what she's willing to pay. That's the problem.
I mean, I could literally just say an obscene amount of money, but I think that would be a bit ridiculous. So, like I think it would be more interesting just for the item or whatever, personally, but I don't know. So,
Yeah. What is it exactly she wants from us?
For you,
She wants
start
Edgar.
with. She wants Wedgar.
Why
Yeah.
don't you just go
wants
for the
it,
carte
yeah.
blanche? Just say to her like, each of us free pick, but only one item from.
Keep in
all of
mind,
your ranges and
Each
armory.
of us, she currently is dealing with 2 people.
Each of the team. Like, and
how about me
specify.
and my crew? I'll say me and my crew.
Yes. Yeah. You are the captain. It is your crew. Yeah.
Next time we
But
come back,
why-
can we hide every member of the station?
Why limit ourselves to one item per character if per crew member? If it's a negotiation, she might, go lower than that.
True.
Why don't we just go
Aim
for a few
higher and
million
then-
credits?
This is why we have you. Your mercenary spirit.
We could just go for flat money as well. I mean,
As opposed to
Money
3D
on
money.
hand.
Oh god. I knew that was coming and I still wasn't prepared.
Money and item.
$1 million credits each.
All of the credits. Can we just take over the company?
I mean, she did offer him 3rd
I kind of
place, and he turned it down.
I kind of got that
So,
offer already.
I think you've
That's
got-
what they want.
You've kind of got the bracket of what he's turned down and what she's probably not willing to offer versus a moon. So think of what you might have got by being head of acquisitions of this place, and Zora turned that down. Let's just take note, players.
Zora.
Zora could have had access to the armory.
Yeah, I know, but like,
No, I think you made. I
I
think
want
you
for
made it.
Aspis.
I think you made a good choice, personally.
Yeah, I feel like he'd want to be his own man.
Yeah.
No her bitch.
Yeah, I think that's fair, right? Because I mean, let's face it. Edgar clearly had a leash, right? You've discovered who holds the other end of it. It's her.
yes.
I can't wait for you to tell Lyko about all this.
Well, we'll see what stories Lyko's got to share at that point as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're oblivious to the station problems.
Yes.
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious.
And Nick's is a whole other story.
Yes.
So yeah, what's the consensus? Let's wrap this part up. So, what he's agreeing. What's the end of that conversation? What he's talking about? Because he goes, a battleship. And then,
No, seriously.
but seriously,
Money. Enough money to buy or to upgrade the ship, or buy a new ship, and access to the armory.
I mean, I would.
And for a choice of weapons.
Have you seen this out loud?
I should say to you, yeah.
I'm saying it to him out loud, yeah, to Zora.
Outside voices.
Outside voices.
Nope.
But yeah. If she needs us to help her start the war, whatever that means, I'm sure she'd be happy to part with some of the more sophisticated equipment.
I think the question on that specific subject is, are you willing to start a war for her?
I mean, we're going to be going after the Dark Elves regardless right now. Probably.
Isn't that a great RP sentence?
To be honest, yeah, that little bit extra information really does make the difference.
Like, we are practically going to probably start a war, like, by accident at some point. So get paid for it, right?
I mean, yeah, right.
I think Emmelyn's feelings are that they got caught in the middle of a big thing that is a whole thing, and she'd prefer to be prepared and armed.
Right, so I'll turn it
And
into Emmo.
compensated.
I'll turn it into Emmo. I was like, well, if you want us to start a war and fight a war, we're going to need the equipment. So...
Well, she didn't say fight the war.
No, but he offered. He's offered. It's fine. It's stated.
Right.
Well,
We're going to need to be
I'm
dot
not going to
dot
say who I'm going to be fighting this war in for, because I mean we've got like freaking like people that want us to do stuff for them in this war.
Yeah, and a lot of it seems to be acquire the Drow Queen, right? So
yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure Zig is happy to see her go as well. If any of you have watched the prequel,
Yep.
yeah, yes.
so if we get you, Edgar, our ship and our equipment could use a bit of an upgrade. So
And then she smirks and goes, "Are you docked in one of my docking bays?"
I would look towards Emily.
Yes.
And she like just waves her hand, and like up comes a screen, and you can like clearly see it's like the 11th hour, and it's just its entire like technical readout. And she's like, going, "I can't believe I almost offered you a moon." And then she just looks at it and goes, yes. We'll fix that. And she just waves her hand to dismiss the screen. And she's looking back at you. And then she kind of like, she stops and she looks back at the space where the screen was and goes, "You really fly around in that?"
It's what's inside that counts.
She like smiles really genuinely at that. And she goes, "More than you know." And then she goes, "Recover, Edgar. I will fix that for you." She looks over at where the screen was. "That will be payment for him. I will be willing to upgrade that piece of junk. I understand you may be in some way attached to it, as most of your kind get." And she just like nods at both of you. "However, this war is a delicate thing." And she looks at both of you as if like waiting for a kind of nod of understanding.
Yeah, I would not.
Yeah, I'd not.
"I want it smashed. I want it smashed to bits. I want it to be chaos. I want it to be bloodshed, and I want people crying out for weapons." Is this distasteful?
Yes.
Absolutely. Risk. I can't say it's distasteful. I'm not allowed
Well,
to.
this is her question to you guys, though. Like, she's basically saying, "Are you willing to commit to this?" Is the gist of her
Okay.
conversation.
There's
Yes.
there's always been war, and there always will be war.
What a defeatist attitude.
Shut up,
No, I mean,
Nix.
that's-
You've got
that's
your own
some
existential
good
crisis.
That's some
just-
good. That's some Demoratosh stuff right there. I'm happy about that. That's like
Good old Demoratosh.
I feel like she shrugs like, what's another war?
Yeah, exactly right. Like the place is messed up enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say I'm a Vesk. Like that's pretty much answer to your question.
Yeah.
Like
As you say, like I'm a Vesk, and obviously this is. I want you like maybe that happens after Emmelyn says, "What's another war?" You know, and you say, "I'm a Vesk." She goes, "Yes, I wasn't asking what you were. I was asking if you have what it takes inside to see this through."
yes. But like I would just like kind of sarcastically look at other like I'm a Vesk.
And she kind of like points her finger up at both of you, and it kind of like moves it between the two of you. It's like, which one is the captain?
But hand up.
I would look towards Zora.
She just kind of rolls her eyes a little. She goes, "Of course. I think you'll find that's a significant start." And she just looks at you as if, "Why are you still here?" Your comm goes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yep.
turn
So,
and answer.
yep. So your comm goes. Opens up. Your account has 100,000 credits in it.
Okay. It's a good start.
That'll get us the weapons we need.
No, it won't. But it's a start. And she smiles.
It's a start.
It's a start.
Now, do me one thing. Recover Edgar.
Yes.
That's a given. That's pretty much the only reason why I think you should still draw breath. However, this war, feel free to take the moon I offered and smash it into the Drow Queen. She kind of smirks as if that's obviously ludicrous.
I would probably be like thinking to myself how I could go about doing such a thing.
Yeah, like you maybe take it kind of seriously as a tactical suggestion.
Yeah.
Like I think Emmelyn gets it. This person just does not like what this Drow Queen's up to, because maybe this Drow Queen's maybe trying to kind of mosey in on her territory.
Yeah.
So yeah, she goes,
I think I'd say, well, after she say
Yeah.
about the Drow, I'd just say, I think you'll find she's made a lot of enemies.
and
This shouldn't be a problem.
bankrupted some of my best customers. And she smiles at that. And then I think with that, you hear the ding of an elevator door behind you.
Until next time then.
No, leave.
Until next time.
She kind of nods at you, and you hear in your head, "We'll speak soon." But that's just in your head.
Yeah, I nod back.
You got a new head, baby.
I've got a collection. I'm just trying to catch them all now
Yep. So,
at this point.
do you say anything else to her, or do you head into the elevator?
Head in the elevator.
Yeah, head into the elevator.
Cool. Like the doors close, and I think we do that thing where the camera spins around and looks at the three of you in the elevator. And Edgar turns to you and goes, "You shouldn't have done that. This is just Emmelyn."
I'd reply to him. It's not like you were here to help.
He kind of like looks at you as if, and what, like, and then he kind of like he just like lifts his hand up and he's got his e-cig in his mouth and he's like, "What am I supposed to do to that? Where did her legs go?" And he just kind of stares at you like, nobody knows. Now, Zora, do you say anything to Emmelyn while she's looking a bit weirded out in an elevator?
I would guess wave my hand in front of your face. So you're doing the headspace thing again.
Yes. the headspace thing is it's happening to me again.
Like Edgar's just standing like, hello.
Edgar?
No, not to you. He's saying hello to her as if, why are you ignoring me and speaking to this thing?
No, I would raise an eyebrow and ask Edgar. Like, because she did say about Edgar, right? Right? I know about Edgar now, right? Edgar
Yeah,
and
you
he-
can-
Yeah,
have
she said in the mess hall, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah. He's here.
He kind of he rolls his
Oh.
eyes and he flicks his e-cig through Zora, obviously, and he says, "Mind speak with him."
that would be like...
So he's basically telling you, Emmelyn, to like mind speak with Zora.
I guess as she says, yeah, as the others, I'll be like, oh, good. Tell him I'm going to rip his head off next time I see him.
But like, do you mind speak with Zora?
Yeah.
What do you say to Zora? Telepathically, that is.
Don't know. I assume if
Edgar
I'm-
literally just said, "Mind speak with him," and that's all he said. Like literally just
Yeah.
kind of like motioned to him as he flicked his e-cig through him.
I say to Zora in the head, mind speak. Edgar asked to speak to.
And yeah, as that happens, you turn around and you see Edgar standing in between both of you, like with his back against like the elevator wall.
I've got to punch it.
Yeah, like you punch it and he puts his hand
Ah,
up.
the elevator wall.
No, he puts his hand up and he stops your fist.
Mm.
And he goes,
Mm.
second favourite. This is not a courtesy call. And like, he just lifts his hand back up away from like your hand, but he's now got his e-cig back in his hand. He's like, "You have made some very bad choices." And then we fade out from you guys there.
Screw you, Edgar. Screw you.
So, Lyko,
Yep.
you're you've been escorting Sindael to their ambassadorial suite. They have been put forward as the speaker of the Eoxian 8 delegation, and you've kind of just been told to sit about. So you're in a very nice kind of again ambassadorial quarters area, very kind of Mass Effect Citadel-esque beauty everywhere. Obviously the Eoxians don't give a fuck about that, but this big creepy, like the amount of looks and the amount of people that were cleared out of this area as quickly as possible, just so as this thing could get through. Because yeah, uncomfortable. Like some of the plants have started to die off nearby it as well. Like it's just like the amount of time you've spent with this person. Like you just slowly see the foliage turn distastefully pale. But yeah, is there anything poignant you're going to ask them, or are you going to bring up conversation, or are you just going to wait and see if they respond to you or like engage you?
I think after a while, sort of just in silence, if it isn't going to engage me, I think what I would do is wait, what was it? Dali?
You could call it like ambassador or delegation or
Yeah,
like
I
or
think-
Sindael. He actually did like, or shit,
He said,
it.
"Call me Cindy."
Yeah, it says call me
It.
Cindy.
Yeah. Well, I think I would actually say delegate just for the sake of
Like formality,
keeping
yeah.
up appearances. Yeah. So delegate Sindael.
Sindael.
Sindael. Apologies. What?
Like clicks when you say apologies and tilts its head.
What's your game plan?
Do you like games? Just
Um,
smiles really creepily wide at you again, as it hangs from those other like big bony feet,
Depends, I suppose.
just to make people uncomfortable again. I'm just gonna click that again,
Why?
just to remind you what he's actually engaging with.
Yeah. But
As he kind of slowly sways, hanging from that.
I mean, that is cool as hell.
I'm
I
not
love
a
it.
diplomat, and your arrival here was certainly unusual. I know why, or I've guessed with what I say, it would say is a pretty high degree of accuracy why you chose me. So, yeah, what's your game plan? You're making a play, right? What's the play?
And he puts like a hand up as if like about to answer your question. Survival.
What threatens your survival?
Exactly. And like the voice has a bit of like treble to it at this point, as if it like the room kind of rumbles a little. As if like
okay.
presence is expressed, shall we say.
Sorry.
maybe that's what Lyko does in response to the
No, I think what Lyko does in response is drops the facade a little bit. Is this a threat to my survival?
Yes. All survival. Bad. Very bad. Eoxians had to leave. There were... And he kind of like looks up and clicks a couple of times like... And goes... There were... And you're starting to like hear similarities in the vocal tones from the creature from the cocoon.
Yeah.
And there have been death. And then he kind of like leaves that lingering with his hand kind of floating in the air. And then he says, Bone sages, head of Eox, dead. And he kind of looks at you and kind of shakes his head a little and smiles. And then it's almost as if the smile is his thinking face. And then the smile drops and he goes, there were 49 bone sages ruling Eox. There are 8 left, including Sindael. And it kind of gestures to itself.
You were attacked?
We were wiped out.
By whom?
Kind of like points at you. Exactly.
Yeah, you responded like that before, and that... I recently had an encounter, and he's being on a bit more cheerful face.
Like, even
You
as
know?
soon as you say, like, I've had an encounter, the big chicken legs, like, march right towards you, and he kind of sways in between all the kind of weird, like, bits of, like, tendon and stuff hanging from him, like, as he swings, and he kind of, like, creepily, like, leans right over you as if super excited with a big smiley face. Leans right in. Yes, encounter, share.
It was, how to put it?
Use words.
More of... Yeah. Not so much a physical encounter.
I think at
I'm
this
not sure
point,
it was
like, he's
even a
starting to, like,
physical entity.
claw, like, not claw, but, like, kind of, like, just, like, caress with his, like, big long hands, like, just wrapped around your face.
One of your kind. But
No.
it seemed alive.
Yes. Can I see? And he's got like both of his hands over your head now, as if like feeling up a melon.
You want to look in my mind?
No, your past.
Okay.
Just shrug with this creepy thing hanging over you, holding your head.
But you might have to push a little harder than you're used to. It's and he's sort of very aware of the thing sort of pawing at him now.
Hmm.
It's developing situation inside.
Yes,
thing.
selected. Okay,
You
like
want me
prods at your chest.
Okay.
I chose you. You are dead. And kind of just nods and smiles.
Only in the ways that don't help.
Yes. Helpful ways are dead ways.
I have a question for you, though.
And it clicks.
Something you might
And
be
just
able
looks
to
at you.
assist me with.
Yeah.
I've sought
Karen?
answers on my kind. I know there are others. I know
There are plenty of dead humans. It says so matter-of-factly it was like talking to anyone.
what they call Barai.
It just clicks again.
I've researched our nature as best I can. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a sage. But I think I know about as much about us as anyone does. And what I know isn't enough.
And it kind of like just starts, like the whole time you've been saying this, it's just been like tapping absent-mindedly on like your chest with this big horrible bony finger.
So I'm happy to assist in any way to prevent this threat from coming further and doing more damage, but I would like in return, provided there is something worth knowing, a share of Eox's knowledge, Eoxian knowledge on the nature of creatures like myself, our origin. I know my origin, but there weren't always creatures like me. Sometime in the past, something happened, and Barai first manifest.
It kind of like nods really solemnly.
I want to know why, and I want to know.
It starts just pawing absentmindedly at your face with its other hand. It hasn't left your head.
He's gonna power through it. I'm gonna power through.
Yeah, like it is that really awkward way of you're trying to deliver something totally matter-of-factly and it's just randomly pawing at you.
I want to know how to fix it. I don't care if I live or what. I want to be something whole.
You have lived already.
Then, if death is a solution, but I don't want to end. Everything
Yes.
else gets an afterlife. Everything else gets to live. I want to continue to be, even if it means no longer being human.
It kind of like tilts its head and clicks again, and then just smiles, and then kind of like it stops tapping on your chest and like kind of the pawing at your face stops. We can go to your past now. And then it smiles.
Okay, yeah, let's. I hope we have a deal.
And it just clicks. And then you hear as it clicks and it smiles, and then you're standing on Baskerville Research Station.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And you see, weirdly, the crew like heading into the corridor as the ship's docked in the hangar. And you see like Emmelyn lying with her back up against the door after having like mind linked with a weird wibbly wobbly and plasmoid, I believe we called them. And then you both look at each other, and I guess it shrugs at you with its weird chickeny shoulders. And then we cut from you, and we move back to Nyx. Still with me here, Nyx?
Yes.
Good.
I was just waiting patiently like a good android.
I couldn't tell because of your flat face. And then,
Good.
yeah, so a hand goes out in front of you, very politely, from this figure, as if to shake your hand.
I reach out to it gently.
Grabs your hand and very kind of like vigorously shakes it. Goes, I believe this is the standard greeting. Yes. Hello, my name is Query.
Hi, Query. I'm Nyx.
I know. Nyx 5.
Perfect. Yes.
Yes. Just kind of nods and smiles. And like you've got these like very like bright, piercing white LED eyes staring back at you.
Do you
Yeah.
take on the form of all your visitors, Query?
What an interesting way to put that. Would no satisfy you?
Not without further question.
So you're saying no? And he smirks.
No.
Yet I'm supposed to be satisfied with that.
Uh,
He just like laughs because he's clearly teasing you because he knew that was going to happen.
Very good query.
Not yet, it's not.
What do you mean?
You've still to ask that.
Uh,
And he just like has this blank android expression. As if waiting for you to hit a revelation. Not that he's given any hints towards it at all.
Do you appear in the way I'm seeing you now to the other people that visit you?
No one else visits me.
Then why am I here?
Great question. One might say an excellent query.
That some might consider that a bit arrogant of you.
Not me. And he smirks at that.
With me?
You're the one that asked. And he smirks and kind of like chuckles a bit to himself. I love this scene though of like this weird like platinum stippled man in white with these white piercing eyes just kind of chuckling at confusing this android who's like, where did my friend go? Why did my face go in a puddle? Why is everything not making sense? Who are you? Stop being vague as fuck. And he's just going, ha 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 ha. So I'm here for this, just saying.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I think his personality is somewhat like Disney's Hercules' Zeus. You know?
I was getting those sorts of vibes. Or, so what is your purpose here?
And he kind of looks confused at that, and he looks to the side, and he's like, huh. Purpose implies a lot.
Are you not constructed?
Constructed implies a lot. And he look like his eyes go wider at that. And he goes, constructed is a... That's vague. You can do better than vague. And he looks back at you.
Were you designed?
Everything's designed. And he smiles at that one.
Are you part of the Law Spire?
Currently, yes.
What were you before that?
Not part of it. That's too vague a question.
Have you always been on Absalom?
No. Have you?
No.
You're fond of that answer.
It's specific.
It's limiting.
I know.
Do you know?
Why don't you ask me something that I can answer yes to then?
I am query. And he just kind of
Yes.
waits on that, like he kind of leaves that lingering, that one.
So what is query?
And then he smirks. And he just like points at your chest and goes, you will be. And then he just smirks and his eyes glow very, very bright white. And then we end the session there. So, I hope that was enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It was
very.
another one of those, there's a lot going on sessions.
We got some character motivation.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff there. I can't wait for you guys to catch Callum up. On the fact that you've missed out on being CEO almost 3 steps down and also having a moon. I'm sure Zig would have loved a moon. It's like a sun but colder. So, sorry Zig.
Counterpoint. No, it isn't.
Counter to your counterpoint, fair enough. And then, yeah, the best bits then, let's rotate through because I think we might be losing Olka to unconsciousness soon.
The sleep demons.
I'm actually doing alright, which is
second wind!
It is second wind. I had a wee nap and now I'm back.
What did you think then, from what you remember?
I enjoyed it. It was difficult,
Mm.
challenging, but like good challenging, but challenging.
Yeah, very character
And it's-
intensive.
Yeah, and it's tricky to make decisions with just some of the characters.
Yeah, no, I think that is a very good point. But I've like, you were separate for reasons that may now be completely obvious. Maybe they're not, but hopefully they will be soon. But like, you need to work out what's going on with your head, and so many people are trying. But then you let Edgar get kidnapped, what you call, by fiends, you know. So yeah, but no, like,
Buy-ins.
it is difficult to be like, what would the party want when only we can talk about it in character, and are we able to just make really, really wide-reaching decisions for the party without them? So yeah. But I mean, sometimes that needs done, right? I mean, Lyko's off doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Making decisions.
Welcome to the
Sometimes.
ambassadorial role.
Yes. I'm getting on really well with it so far.
Cindy seems pleasant.
Yeah.
You okay there, Nico?
No, I'm just. It reminds me of things. Hard
Yeah?
to deal with people. Certain hard to deal with people.
I don't know what you're talking about. Cindy's lovely. I don't make easy to deal with NPCs. No one. I can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
That's true.
actually, Old Man Guns was alright.
He was great.
You
He
want
was so easy.
you want gift wrap? We don't do gift wrap. Get out of here.
It's a shame we got him killed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Button got him killed, right? That forgery. That's still. I mean, that's still written on my book, by the way, as comeuppance down the line. So don't worry. There's a lot going on. Leave Old Man Guns alone. Anything else, Olka? You want to add in?
I just as kind of we were as all of this was going on, been trying to kind of develop some ideas as well. But I'll get back to you on that.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
in the after
The post after show.
the post after show.
StarFinder After Dark.
Oof.
Yeah,
Don't tell me
Stuff. I know.
I liked the picture you had for the weird fucking
Oh yes, for a Sindial.
Sindile. Yeah, that is
I'll
Incredible.
show it again because I
Parasite.
absolutely love it to bits. I love it so much. It's so goddamn good.
it
Chicken
is like
Parasite.
that is incredible. It really is.
How did you find that one?
I don't know. It came to me. Well, when you think like the Oxian lore, for anybody that knows about the Oxian lore, like the Bone Sages, there are not many of them, and they survived for millennia, so they're gonna look weird as shit, right? So, especially given that they're all weird necromancers. So, yeah, I wanted to find something that was like, this looks like it could be like an Librian back in the day, but really isn't anymore, and doesn't really care. Like even the way it was like pawing over Lyko, almost fascinated, because when's the last time I ever spoke to somebody on that level? You know. Also, I really liked the idea of saying "Call me Cindy," like it's just great.
Yeah, it's somehow uncomfortable because of the
And
sort of
the creepy smile.
femininity of the name, and also like the informality.
Mm.
It's weird coming from this thing.
Yeah, I'm good at that uncomfortable interaction thing. That's
Yeah.
my go-to. I think it's just because I'm an awkward person.
Yes, yes. Uncomfortable for breakfast.
Yes.
How dare you, Big Cat Philip?
Cat fare for breakfast.
What about you, Nico? What about you?
I enjoyed. I obviously enjoyed the MO stuff. She's hard to deal with as well. Yes,
I think she was quite accommodating. Like,
she was accommodating, but she's
Yeah, but didn't
still danced on pinpricks. Well,
Yeah.
how dare you discuss her weirdly glass legs that end in sharp points?
I mean, that worked in two ways, but like, yeah, danced on pinpricks. Well,
Yeah.
Sunday was fun. Um,
Cindy was fun.
Sunday was, yes. Yeah, yes. Cindy was yes.
I have 3 voices, okay? It's confused, pissed off,
All of them are that.
and Cadfell. Okay, so you should just be unassociated necromancer before Cadfell existed. So
I've enjoyed that some things are unfolded as well. I've enjoyed the story unfolded.
yeah, it's
At least
almost
made
like all of the pieces are trying to connect, but you guys keep splitting the party. So
yeah.
I would never slip the part.
anything else you want to add in, or will we move on to Alex?
I'll move on now.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
think up more. Maybe.
Alex?
Yes.
Yes.
As ever, the frustrating NPCs.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I hope you enjoyed your wait, because it was obviously like a massive cliffhanger for you, more so I think than anybody else, when you just kind of go offline when you put your face in a pool of water, chasing a
Yeah.
rat.
I mean, we've all been there, though, haven't we?
I mean,
Um,
yeah,
Ah,
right.
we all, yeah.
No, that was great, and yeah, kind of eventually getting to the answer with query that I thought I was leading towards, but not knowing how to get there.
Yeah, like you asked such wonderfully phrased things for me to reply though, so thank you for that. Like,
It's such frustrating, amazing dialogue. Like it's amazing, but it's also frustrating because it's like get to the fucking answer.
yeah, it's like
There's no answer happening.
it's the tease of
But
the
this is
whole
so much
thing.
fun.
But then like,
This is so much fun.
That's
glad-
why
glad
I
you're
enjoy
enjoying
playing a character that wouldn't just call it out, though.
I
Just
like that
step
because
through it as well.
it's almost like the taking everything matter of fact and like just taking the next step forward. It goes, okay, cool, I have taken that on board. It was not helpful. I have asked this question now. Also, that was deflected. Okay, I will ask this question now.
Yeah, the conversation put me in mind of playing chess,
Yeah.
but against somebody who's
see
much
it.
better than me.
hmm
That's how I was imagining it.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
But yeah, and obviously I really enjoyed the CEO being
Yeah,
just a horrible person.
Emma O.
Trying to get information out of anything that's like officer and any corporation around is like trying to get blood out of fucking stone. So it's like, alright, so what do you know about the Queen? Then it's like, what do you know about the Queen? It's
Yeah,
like, no!
What would you like to know about the
Asking
queen?
the fucking questions, yeah.
But what I love is, see that scene of the 3 of you standing awkwardly in like a forest talking about the Drow Queen? It's such a random fucking fantasy scene and I love it. Because you're all kind of posturing and Emmelyn's kind of there being like, I'm kind of a wee bit drunk on spin right now and I feel like I've made head agreements again and now we're talking about moons. Okay,
There's a little bit of a what is
Yeah.
going on?
a lot has happened.
it's-
It has been a busy day.
Yeah, busy
We should
week.
manage to turn it around a wee bit, you know. Like,
Thing is though, like,
there was-
you managed to take another Eye of Janus moment and not totally rip the ass out of it though, right? Because what I mean by that is the Eye of Janus is the like a magical item that could teleport the last party that had like anywhere. They could just open a portal wherever they thought of. And giving that magical item to a party could seem risky. And it really was for them. Which was great. It seemed self-limiting almost unless you were Kestra, in which case you used it all the time, which was great for the story. But yeah, like this is another one of those situations where like me as a GM going, right, so this CEO of one of the most powerful corporations in the galaxy, not the most, but one of, right, quite well to do, and she's just literally went, what do you value as a reward? A moon? Shrug?
Could have had home base.
Mhm.
Mother base.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she owns a star somewhere, right? Like, could have got Zig, his very own actual son.
You'd
Yeah.
have loved that.
Yeah, never mention that to him. Callum, if you're listening, they could never have got that, don't worry. You're welcome.
Even though the GM just said that.
But yeah, like it's always nice when, like, for example, you obviously as Zora were given that opportunity to be like, by the way, here's your, like, you could literally just take Edgar's job, and then
Yeah.
think of the
I would have never
scope.
took that job. Would have never took that job. Like,
But I think that was
Rasmus,
it was a
I don't know.
but it was a good, just that's what I like, because some players would just be like, this is beneficial to the party, take it, even though it's against everything they stand for. And I like that you said no, it made sense, you know, and kind of, excuse me, it shows commitment to like the character you're playing, being like, no, that isn't me. I'm not a desk jockey, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I quit being an ambassador for that.
Yeah, exactly. And literally, you'd be like, okay, I guess I quit my piece of junk ship according to MO, and I just sit behind in a desk. What was Edgar's job again? And she just like shuffle things around his desk awkwardly. Like, what?
Posture a lot.
Just like occasionally just walk over to the couches, sit down, stand back up, walk to the window, walk over to the bar, walk back to the couches. But like, what do I do? Occasionally have somebody run in and go, "Can I get you anything?" And you'd be like, "Can you?" And then just go, "I'm sorry, I'm leaving." You know, like there's a little flash of what it would have been like in the job for you. You know, but yeah.
No thanks. No
Like,
thanks.
probably, but I like the idea of you in a tux though, like, you know, your proper like business suit almost, you know, but like you're not really understanding it because it's tux. It's like I bought a
Really
fancy
funny.
suit, you know.
Some point need to get Zora in a tux.
Yeah.
Just the image.
What about you, Colin? What do you think? Did you enjoy it? Unless Alex has any more he wants to add, but I don't think I kind of wandered off.
No, I mean, other than that, it was the points on Cindy that have
Mm.
already been deeply uncomfortable. Cindy.
Because old Sydney.
Like obviously, it is always fun dealing with the sort of weird and wonderful characters. I liked getting to, and it's something I always says. I say always. That's an overstatement. But you'll find, dear listener, that a common refrain from me in these sections is I'll say something like what I liked getting to do, rather than oh I liked that this happened. It'll be like I like that I got the opportunity to roleplay in this situation, and I'm going to do one of those again. So fucking deal with it.
I'm strapped
And
in.
in this case, it was getting to peel back the layers a little bit with Lyko. Get to see there's always a heavy layer of insincerity. I try and convey this, and sometimes it is a really bad thing to do in terms of like role playing, to just sit down and go, like, to understand my character, you really have to grasp that he's really being insincere. He's not being insincere, and I'm not going to say it that strongly, but there's a layer of insincerity in the sense that he presents himself as a much more happy-go-lucky character than he is. He's quite jovial mostly, and I don't like to present him as being, you know, someone who's wearing a mask. You know, that is him. But it's very much what he's choosing to be rather than what he actually is underneath. Because there is a sort of caveat to the Borai undead status in that I mentioned in conversation in this session that, you know, it's all the shit parts of being undead, and it is, you're not immortal, you're just much slower to age.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually your undead status just fails and you just become plain dead, and you can't be resurrected. Resurrection just makes you undead again, and there will come a point at which that won't work on you either.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, what's
You
the options
also-
beyond that? Yeah, like
you
it's
also don't get an afterlife.
Yep.
You might live centuries longer than your species normally can because you're technically dead and don't age. Great. But you do so with certain disadvantages and certain advantages, yes, but you do so probably isolated because you're visibly not alive to anyone who gets close enough to you. Yeah, you can disguise yourself quite easily as your original species because you have the same general appearance, but anyone who gets a good look at you undisguised is going to know right away there's something wrong. They might not instantly go, you're a special type of undead that's shit, but they'll immediately know this ain't right.
yeah, like maybe you look a bit ill. Yeah.
There's something deeply wrong here. So this condition, I know it's a cliche to an extent to do, oh, woe is me, I'm undead, that sucks. But it's not like he's a vampire who gets to have superpowers and live forever and is angsty about it.
It's quite the
He gets
opposite.
to
It's a
live
it's a new death sentence, right?
Yeah, exactly. He gets to live longer, but he's guaranteed to go to oblivion afterwards. He is fucked, right? In the long term, Lyko doesn't have an afterlife. He doesn't have a future, ultimately. The rest of these guys do. And he's quite melancholy about it, although he doesn't generally let on. He wants to resolve his status, but he's not unwilling to... He talked about, to Commander
Babak.
Babak, thank you.
Yep.
About how it changes, and that's true. He has changed. How much of it the change is because he is physiologically different? How much of it is because he has become beaten down by his change in status? That's hard to say, and we'll see that develop over time. But I liked getting to see he's in a situation now. He has one of the fucking bone sages in front of him. The bone sage wants something from him, and he just sort of drops the facade and blurts out, "I need what you know. I don't want to die."
Yeah, I mean, it's literally one of the most. Literally, it's like going to, say, for example, the CEO of a corporation and being like, hey, you've got something I want, I've got something you want, let's exchange. But this is
not
your.
unlike what other conversations in this session maybe.
Yeah, or perhaps.
And I also like I did it in a very different way than Zora, who was, kind of.
You mean then the two charisma primaries?
Yeah. Lyko just came out and went, look, just tell me the shit. Tell me what you need. Tell me what's happening. Tell me what I need.
Yeah, but to be fair, you also were getting pawed over as well by this creepy chicken thing. And yeah, it definitely was more like a more intimate affair, I think, other than, say, maybe the head conversation.
Lyko stuff, I liked getting to see a bit more of the stewards in action. I liked getting to see Emmelyn sort of working behind the captain's back a bit there with the dual answer. That was fun. What's Emmelyn's alignment again?
Nobody knows at this point.
Right. I've always sort of played Lyko as immoral but not evil, and I think that's something that I think I called him neutral. I don't really like alignments. I may have joke about them occasionally. I think they're stupid, inherently stupid. But I describe him as neutral, and I think I play him pretty well with that. But
I think your alignment is pragmatic. So yeah,
it's like, and I think what we got of a sense of here is the extent to which the party is. You can see why these people would come together, because Emmelyn's like, yeah, okay. and the captain's like, start a war, but I don't know. It's no map. Did you say a war we might be starting anyway? Two for the price of one.
We're the most Glaswegian.
I know. It's just like, as soon as he learns that, wait, this might be efficient for us to start the war.
Yeah.
But we might be doing that anyway. Great, let's get paid for it. All scruples just go out the window, and of course they do, because he's Vesk.
Yeah.
Next 5 is feeling quite uncomfortable.
Next 5 is, I mean, look, there are two fairly decent seeming characters in our squad, and over
Alice
time we're going to discover over time what exactly is wrong with Next 5 that led him to associate with these dreadful amoral fiends.
I think he's just trying to fix them.
Yeah, there are problems, he's trying to fix them. Well said.
Because he is basically a mad orphan child, right? He doesn't know any better. He has terrifying sun powers. He's a bit wonky in the head. And
is this Zig we're now talking about?
Child. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It could be either.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, what?
Hanging out with us, because, I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing. Poor thing. But yeah, it's like Nick's is interesting because I think there's a degree of detachment with him sometimes that might, and I want to see when we all get together. I think we're really looking forward to seeing what situation
what happens is
and
when
how we explain that to the rest of the party.
The scene when you all get back together is everybody brings back a cake to the mess hall.
Yeah.
And just says it's best we'd never talk about it. You all just sit there in the mess hall, slowly eating cake with like a fork or a spork, because it'd be obviously a space fork.
Much
and then you just be sat there eating cake. And yeah, that would just be the scene. It would just harsh cut to you all sitting with various cakes you all bought. And
I enjoyed this session being largely based around awkward conversations and immoral negotiations.
Yeah.
Awkward conversations and immoral negotiations. There you go.
That's it.
That's a very fucking long title.
A
Yeah.
song from 2006. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No.
It's a Panic at the Disco song.
Yeah, definitely. From the album Query. Yeah, no, that was really good. I think you all did really well, given that I'm prone to giving you guys intense one-on-one RP moments, and usually giving you guys moments where it's, here are the stakes, they are sky high, and please make a decision now. And then you guys go, okay.
Ah!
And yeah, then scream a little. But
Yeah.
no, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to kind of info dump a little as well in this session. Might not seem like that, but there definitely was a lot of information conveyed here. As I said, people that have seen the prequel will be piecing together a lot more from the little bits and pieces that you are getting
Yes.
as time slowly marches on with this. I cannot wait to get Zig back for you guys to catch him up. It'll be wonderful whenever you get Zig back. And in theory, I just really like the idea of maybe one day getting the party back together.
Yeah.
You know, one day.
I mean, we have spent some time together, like a whole day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Time's been weird. I don't know how long that actually has
Time has
passed.
been so weird, and I don't even know how to catalogue it. But
Time
Which
has
one
been
being-
weird, and space has been weird.
and it's been good though. It has definitely been good. As I said, I've really enjoyed the journey Nick's got to take recently. It was nice delving into a lot of character development for Nick's, because there's been a lot of random things with Alice primarily.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been nice to have a bit of Alice light at the moment. Because not that I think she steals the show a little, but she's had a lot of screen time, and not that I hate that, but there's, especially in the last little bit when you were on the 11th hour in the cave and stuff like that, she got like quite a good bit of story time there, and I was like, I don't want her to just be the Fragments of Eternity isn't the Alice show, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel bad when like my kind of party NPCs seem to be taking a lot of time away from other people, but then the stuff that she had with Nyx was super important, and it led to really cute awkward moments when it was like, does anybody else have anything to declare? And then she blurts out at the mess hall, you know. She
I
thinks
think
she
I might be getting the feelings.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's
I like how MLO pretty much took it on the chin that I was still in my power armor.
yeah.
What's one set of power armor?
I pretty much did not deny that at all. I was like,
But I think
who would do such a thing?
then like the point of that
For the
scene,
Imperium, entire worlds would burn for this.
but like the point of that scene though is the fact that she's letting you know how much she actually knows already, right? Because
Yeah,
You
I
ju-
kind of got that was what she was coming for. That's why I did the ball or even deny it. I was just like, oh, who would do such a thing?
yeah, and even with her going, not that I would ever have a project like that out in the middle of nowhere, you know.
Well, I found that was like a very vest thing to say as well. It's like, who would take that
Yeah.
technology? I want that.
But I mean, I also really liked her recovery from you calling her like essentially like a CEO without a grip on her employees.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that. That was good, because it was a case of her not reacting to it and then bringing it up later with her. I mean, I'm a merely incompetent CEO. Yeah, it was good
Really
fun.
not caring. It would seem. What the point?
I mean, she seems a survival of the fittest kind of woman, right? So yeah. Also, her office is on a forest. Like, shrug.
Probably on a different planet.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you could have found out where you were. Actually, like that, it is a place. It's just now you probably won't unless you get that. Imagine that was the deal you made. Right, we'll start a war, but can you just tell us where are we?
I'm gonna just like, I don't know, pure Castroville. We're on Castroville, right? There we go.
I mean,
That's
not that I'm going to answer yes or no officially, but you weren't. So yeah,
okay then.
but I probably would just have said that to any planet you named. What are we going to call this session? Because I mean, a fuck ton happened, quite frankly.
What was it that
Meetings and greetings.
Colin just said?
Many
Or-
things.
Awkward conversations and something negotiation.
Awkward conversations and immoral negotiations.
Now, if you want to type that and see how long that title is.
Someone let her do it.
Somebody else did.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But
Wow, savage.
no, I didn't. Oh,
Yeah.
not myself.
This is like that time
self-deprecating.
It's like that time I accidentally capitalised F and it looked really fucking awkward.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was so bad.
Like,
If
Grace
people
was
are
laughing,
unwell.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
God, it was so
If
bad.
you're aware.
I actually was telling somebody at work about that story because it was really funny. It was like it was the worst accidental second capitalisation ever.
Yeah. It takes so little to make that
Uh-huh.
mistake.
Just a capital F was all it needed.
And
Worst
suddenly
cut is
it's so
the deepest, to be fair.
very different.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's quite a long one.
yeah, it's a really long title. I mean, I want to say it'll
I said
fit.
immoral, not immoral. It's an important distinction.
Can't-
What about just negotiations?
No breathing.
Yeah, I mean that's an option. Right, so let's like very quickly summarise. We had the MO CEO negotiation stuff and the Headspace stuff, the Edgar stuff with Zora, the job offer, etc. We had the
Could give you a moon.
the tension, yeah. Like there was the tension. There was the delegation, the Eoxian arrival, the weird stopping in the weapons range, the well, Sindial, call me Cindy, and then there was everything with Nyx. Quite frankly, everything with Nyx.
Oh, I like
Call Me
that.
Cindy would be quite entertaining just for the what the fuck value for looking at the. But then
Greetings and greetings.
the moon.
The moon. I could-
Eoxian Evacuation would definitely be the title if it was a TV show.
This is a kind of It's a Wonderful Life reference. You want the moon? I'll get you the moon. Oh. Yeah, whatever you want, like you pick. I'm not actually not too fussed. I can't think of a specific thing other than you can call me Cindy is the thing I've got in my head. So, meetings and greetings.
I like that one.
So you can call me Cindy.
You can call me Al.
I think.
Call me Cindy.
Like, what do you prefer? You can call me Cindy or Cindy, or the like meetings and greetings. I think meetings and greetings seems to be winning so far. Oh, so that's Cindial, just for your spellings. I think I typed it somewhere else, but yeah. Does it show up when I click on it, actually? Does it come up with
Yes.
the name? Good.
Yes.
Cool.
Ah, Cindy.
That wonderful, wonderful Cindial.
Chicken Man.
It's so horribly, horribly beautiful.
It's weird. I like it.
Just
Yeah.
saying, we should
Wonderful.
definitely consider. You can call me Al. That's a great song as well. I'm not even
It is
just.
good.
I am making fun of it to an extent.
I saw that you were typing there, Alex. Is there a suggestion, or is it just are we going with a?
I had no real suggestions.
No, that's okay. Cool. It's
Just
just,
army comments.
I just saw your.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so I think meetings and greetings then I think is the winner for that. We'll add this to the game manager flow that obviously everybody was in, of course.
Yes.
I was in earlier, but I'm now not.
I do like the
Yeah.
apparently suggested title.
That was before the start of the session.
I'll just
Yeah.
pop this here and people can fix it all because God, it's ugly. Yeah.
I would not click on the link.
Why not?
I mean, go for it.
Oh dear, let me just click on it now then.
Click on the link.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. I think
That was.
Emma O would probably happily give you up. Quite frankly.
If it helps, that was not me.
I was gonna give you up. I was gonna let you
This is when,
down.
because
I was gonna
because of that
turn
one piece of
around.
music, that's when my video gets flagged. Yup.
And we've derailed the entire campaign.
Olka, when you're editing this, just cut that tiny bit of audio out for me if you could. Thank you. Does anyone add anything else? Because I mean, we're just physically talking now, and I'm happy to wrap up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I am.
I'm all good.
Yeah,
I've
excellent.
been up since
Good night.
6:20. I am done.
Yeah. I think I heard next 20 AM, and I'm like, wow, next 20 is like an advanced model.
Query.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks guys for playing. It was a pleasure. Thanks everybody who listened this far. and hopefully you'll stick with us to see whatever the fuck happens next.
We start a war.
Goodbye, everybody.
Fuck
Goodbye.
please.
Bye.